Do. Yeah, it's time to predict 2026. It's 2026. Happy New Year.
Let's go!
Yeah, let's go. Let's go indeed. We are live. We're good. Freddie's here. I'm here. AJ's not here because his son isn't feeling well, so he's got to take care of him. He's got to take care of little Caden. There you go. But Freddie and I are here with you. We haven't been here for weeks. Ringside Report MMA has gone dormant over the holidays, but we're back. Happy New Year, everybody. We are back.
There's no UFC for a couple of weeks still, though.
Yeah. And it's like the 23rd, I think, 24th, something like that.
Yeah.
It's the same night as Saturday night's main event in Montreal.
And I know now it's not in Canada, it's still a pay-per-view, but like they got two numbered events back-to-back weeks, like on the 24th and on the 1st of February.
Really?
Yeah, we're starting back with two back-to-back numbered events.
UFC 324, January 24th. It'll be Justin Gaethje versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett for the interim UFC Lightweight Championship. Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes for the Women's Bantamweight Championship. Sean O'Malley, Song Yadong on that one. Umar Nurmagomedov, Davison Figueiredo on that one. Decent fights. Coming up January 24th, but we're still waiting for that. No UFC shows for several more weeks. Good chunk of January, but then they will kick into full gear as, like Fred just mentioned, the following week. Is it the following week? Yeah. The following week, it'll be Volkanovski versus Lopes, UFC 325 in Sydney, Australia. I'm getting confused because it says February 1st, which is a Sunday, but that's in Australia. It'll be January 31st here in North America, right?
Exactly.
Australia. It's different.
9 p.m. starts. Can't wait.
Yeah, right? It's going to start at 9? That's great. They did that for a while. Remember that? There was like a 9 p.m. era?
Yeah.
But then something happened.
It didn't work. They felt, I think, because like on the West Coast, 9 p.m. is just 6 p.m. You know, it's a little bit early to get the West Coast viewership. But
yeah.
Fuck them, man. I need to go to bed.
I mean, is it really that much of a difference on a Saturday night if you're 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. for a UFC start?
For me, yeah, it's a huge difference.
No, but I mean on the West Coast, you know? Like for them, 6 p.m. Now it's their start time. Is 7 p.m. better? Uh-oh, she just fell. You okay?
I'm getting a message that I'm not using the mic, but my mic is bugged. I don't know why, man.
Yeah. It's there's a mic issue again. Sometimes Fred's mic is good, and sometimes it just doesn't connect right. I don't know what the deal is. I got a little buddy here with me. You want to be on the show? Yeah. You all right? Did you fall down? You okay? All right. Well, I've been invaded. Fred's just gonna hang out while we do the show. So yeah, the UFC's got a couple of those numbered events coming up. They're not pay-per-views here. No, sorry. They are pay-per-views here still, right?
Yeah, we don't have the Peacock deal.
Can't we use a VPN and still watch it on the Paramount? It's Paramount. It's not Peacock, right?
Paramount, whatever.
Yeah. Well, you want headphones?
We don't want to tell our viewers how to do anything illegal, but maybe a VPN works.
Yeah. I just don't quite understand how they're going to get away with doing kind of just a streaming service in the States and then pay-per-views where they're still charging, like, they're for 2 pay-per-views, the price of 2 pay-per-views in Canada, you're going to be getting like a whole year of Paramount Plus in the States, right? That's not right.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
pay-per-views are like $79, I think.
Yeah, well, that's it. You do 1 or 2 of those, and like you've paid off your whole Paramount. Like, it's crazy. Dana White keeps talking about how expensive it is to be or how it was to be a UFC fan in the States, how much money you had to spend on pay-per-views. And now he's like talking about how cheap it is for them, but like, what about us in Canada? All right, you got to go. You're getting ejected, causing too much mischief. No, you got to go. I'll see you later. Go. I'll see you later. Go. Yeah, I know. Go. Animal. And then the fights will commence again, but we just gotta wait a few weeks. Like, the UFC's still in holiday mode. What are they waiting for? I feel like we're not in holiday mode anymore. We're going. Kids are invading, Fred. They're invading. They didn't keep me from being on the show tonight, but they definitely invade. Go to bed, children. Go to bed. This is me talking to you directly. You see me. Go to bed now.
This is Dave, the authority figure.
Yeah. Go to bed. This is me talking to you through the TV. Go to bed. I think they're watching in the living room. I don't know. So we're going to predict the champions for 2026. This is like my favorite show of the year. One of my favorite shows. I love doing this. I love seeing how we did in our predictions from last year. I love seeing what we thought was going to happen in MMA and what actually happened. And then I like kind of trying to predict what will happen this year and who will wind up champion at the end of 2026 in every division. It's fun. It's a fun game. And unfortunately, there's no AJ here for it, which sucks because it's really more fun when AJ's here for this game. Maybe we'll get his predictions on the next episode, but oh well. We will press on without AJ. This show used to have no AJ, Fred. Used to be just me and you. Remember that? No AJ. What a time.
What was it, man? We used to have like twice a week, 2 hours, something like that, man.
Yeah, we were on a lot. And all our predictions you could check out on our website right now, ringsidereport.net. The predictions are up there. And that's actually what I'm reading. That's where I'm getting my my info from last year. You want to start with last year, how we did, and then we'll move on to 2026 and what we think will happen?
We should go category by weight class, or as you wish, man. I'm following you. You are the conductor.
Let's look back. Let's look back and then we'll look ahead. I want to do that. Heavyweight division. Do you remember who you thought would be the heavyweight champ by the end of the year? John Jones?
Probably.
That's correct. And
I mean, technically, he still is.
I think did he vacate?
Yeah.
He did vacate technically, but yeah, he never lost, right? So, yeah, that was also my pick. AJ had Tom Aspinall, which technically is correct.
AJ was right.
Yeah.
He's not here to gloat.
I know. I think AJ might win like the year. I think AJ was right on a lot of things. Here again, AJ was right. You and I, light heavyweight. We both thought Magomed Ankalaev would finish the year. as a light heavyweight champion. Now, he started the year pretty well. He got that fight. Like, we predicted this before he had beat Pereira, right? We thought he'd beat Pereira and become champion. He did, but then later this year, or last year, 2025, he lost to Pereira. And Magomed Ankalaev no longer the UFC light heavyweight champion, so we're both wrong, and AJ had Alex Pereira. Correct. How is he not here for this? It's kind of good for us.
If he's not here, did it really happen?
It did. Because it's on our website, Fred. I'm looking at ringsidereport.net. It did happen. That's real information you're getting there. Middleweight division, middleweight champion. We know the current middleweight champion is Khamzat Chimaev, and that was the pick of me and AJ. AJ right again. I had this one. Fred, you had Dricus. So there's 1 point for me, but still like 3 points for AJ here. 3 points for AJ, 1 point for me, and 0 points for Fred, I think. It's happening. Welterweight. We're all wrong. Nobody had this. Islam Makhachev moved up from 155 this year, beat Jack Della Maddalena, and became the welterweight champion. We started this year with Bilal Muhammad as the welterweight champion. He lost that belt to Jack Della Maddalena, who then lost it to Islam Makhachev. Hot potato with the welterweight title in 2025. Fred, you thought Bilal would hold on to the belt in 2025. He did not. AJ and I both thought Shavkat Rakhmonov would make his way to the championship. He did not. I wonder if he will in 2026. And I wonder what we'll predict for the welterweight division in 2026. That'll be interesting. Lightweight, we were also wrong because we all picked Islam, who never lost the belt but decided to give it up and move up. And Islam, welterweight champion now. The lightweight champion is nobody. Or Topuria?
I think he vacated because now it's going to be Gaethje and Paddy fighting for the title. Did he vacate?
And Paddy is for the belt, or is it interim belt?
I think Topuria vacated because he knows he's going to be off for a while, but I might be wrong.
Let's see. Lightweight champion. No, interim. They're saying it's interim. But what does that mean with Topuria? Is he going to come back at some point? What's his story?
I mean, yeah.
But
he's going through a hard divorce.
Yeah.
Don't marry your girl from Miami, they say.
But I don't understand. Like, he can't train?
I mean, his focus is not there, I would guess, mostly. Like, he wants to concentrate on fighting to get his kids, things like that.
Yeah. It's like a mental thing?
I think so.
It's a weird one. It's not something that we see very often in MMA. Usually when guys take time off, it's because they're injured. Not because they're going through like a divorce and custody battle. Especially the prime of their career when they're world champion. This lady has taken a lot from Ilia Topuria. He's taken some prime years of his MMA career. Wonder how she feels about all this. Wonder what's going on there. It's a weird situation with Topuria, but it's an interim championship, so he's still technically the champion. We didn't think he'd be champion. We thought Islam would be. Featherweight champion, we thought it would be Topuria, but he moved up. Everybody moved up and screwed up our predictions. We all thought Topuria would be the featherweight champ. Bantamweight champ. Fred, you have one here, tying me with 1 point. Still, we're way behind AJ. AJ's got like 3 points. You had Merab. Oh, wait, no. Merab isn't champion anymore. He lost to Petr Yan.
I was going to say, there's no way I predicted Petr Yan.
I forgot. I forgot about that. Yeah, that just happened. No, nobody's right. Because me and AJ thought it would be Umar Nurmagomedov. We thought Umar would beat Merab. Didn't happen. Flyweight champion. AJ thought it would be Amir Albazi. And you and I thought it would be Alexander Pantoja. All wrong. It was...
Oh, no, it's true. Pantoja.
Yeah, he lost it to that guy. Joshua Van?
Yeah.
Who might be Fighter of the Year 2025. All those wins. He won a bunch of fights. It's like 4 or 5 fights. It was crazy. So we didn't have that. Women's Bantamweight champion, Kayla Harrison. Hey, we had that. There you go. There's some points for us. All of us. A women's Flyweight champion, we all had Manel Fiorot. Valentina Shevchenko, though, beat her. Said, no, not so fast, boys. Manel went down. And women's Strawweight championship, we had Zhang Weili holding onto the belt, but she moved up, screwed everything up. And now Mackenzie Dern is a champion, but Zhang Weili, you would figure, might be headed for that belt at some point in 2026. Dropping back and looking for the gold. That's how I see it. Let's do that. Let's do some predictions. So, Fred, we lost to AJ. We only got, I think, 2 each?
Not sure.
Yeah.
I get 2.
Maybe you got 1?
Yeah, because I didn't have more.
Yeah, you didn't have Merab. No. You had Kayla Harrison. That's 1. You had Kayla Harrison. And I think that's it. I got saved by Khamzat winning a belt. That gave me 2 points to beat you. But AJ crushing us with 4 points out of a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. Not good. We did not do well. Yeah, how did AJ not pick Mackenzie Dern to be champion? I wonder if he would pick her to be champion this year. Should we do that? Predictions?
Nope.
I don't know. That's tough. Heavyweight champion by the end of 2026.
Well, I'm reading right now that there's rumors that Pereira and Gane are going to be fighting for an interim title. So I don't know what's going to happen with that division, because right now Aspinall is still facing some issues with his eye, I think. So he's not fighting right away. So it might be Gane and Pereira for an interim title. Who's going to be the champion at the end of the year? I'm going to go. I'm going to take a chance on Cyril Gane, maybe, man. He could. He seemed to do okay in that early moments of that fight versus Cyril Gane. I think he's a big guy. You know, he could fight with Pereira. Could be an interesting matchup. So I'm going to go with Cyril.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It does. Because I think Cyril, like, the path to championship is there. If you look at a fight with Pereira, it's an interim belt. A potential rematch with Aspinall at some point in 2026, where, you know, he becomes the champion. I think, like, a fight with Aspinall is winnable for Cyril. And not just because of how well he was doing in that short amount of time in that fight that they had, but just matchup-wise, I think Cyril matches up really well against Aspinall, and I think he gives him a lot of problems if they do have, like, a proper fight, which should happen in 2026. I'm really hoping we get that fight. I'm more interested in Aspinall, Cyril Gane than Cyril Gane and Alex Pereira.
I don't know, man. I'm always interested in Alex Pereira, man. Pereira's a legend.
Yeah, but like the fight, like the Aspinall Gane rematch, like I feel is more urgent. It's more necessary. Like if you had to choose.
Yeah, but I think it's mostly that Aspinall is not ready right now. So let's keep these guys active. Let's keep the division active. So no, it's a great matchup because Pereira could shock the world, man. He's like, I think he walks around 235, 240 almost. So he's not a small guy, man. He could hold his own, I'm sure, at heavyweight. He'll have a speed advantage on Cyril. He's an excellent striker himself, and this is going to be a fight that probably stays standing up.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I could see Pereira winning it also, but I kind of like Gane. Gane styles make matchups, and John Jones is a bad matchup for everybody. Cyril is still a solid heavyweight.
Could we possibly see that fight happen in March? And then the winner turn around and fight Jones at the White House in June?
I don't know. You think Jones is going to fight? That should be a question in itself. Is Jones going to fight in 2026? Maybe.
Who do you think is more likely to fight in 2026? Jones or Connor?
That's a tough one. I'll say Jones.
I would too. But Dana seems to be saying it's Connor. You know? Which is weird. Okay, how about light heavyweight? Who's the champion at the end of 2026? Pereira?
Well, right now it's Pereira.
But if he drops it and moves up, like, you know what I mean? It could be weird. It could be one of those deals where it's hard to predict. Is he dropping it,
or is he just going up for a fight and maybe coming back down after? Because I have to think that, like, if Pereira's not successful at heavyweight, he's going back to light heavyweight. Like, him going up to heavyweight should not stop him from going back to light heavyweight. I'm going to stick with Pereira, man. Pereira's going to be the champ.
I think Pereira either moves up to heavyweight, wins, and doesn't go back to light heavyweight, and then somebody else comes in, or Pereira goes up to heavyweight, loses, and then either retires or comes back down to light heavyweight and gets beat pretty bad because he would have got rocked pretty hard by the heavyweight fight that he lost. So I'm going to go with, once again, I feel like I do this every year, light heavyweight champion at the end of 2026, Magomed Ankalaev. I think he's the next best light heavyweight outside of Alex Pereira. And I do think that other kind of mega fights, be it John Jones or Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or the heavyweight division, whatever, is going to draw Pereira away from the light heavyweight championship, and Magomed Ankalaev is going to swoop in and become champion. 365 days is a long time for things to happen, you know? I got Magomed. I pick him every year. I almost had it this year. Almost had him. Pereira knocked the shit out of him, though. That was crazy. Okay, middleweight, I think, is going to be easy. And I think we're going to pick the same guy. And it's Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, Khamzat, unless he's sick in some way and has to vacate. That always scares me with Khamzat. But other than that, I don't see anybody Khamzat.
Or he goes up to light heavyweight and wins the belt there. But him and Magomed, I think, have an arrangement. They're both under the same Chechen dictator. You know? They love him. So I think Khamzat stays at 185 and remains champion. Who's he fighting?
anybody, man. Right now, there's not a clear number one contender, so just put anybody, whoever's available.
There's a
Because
bunch
the
of
thing
names.
is, I know there's a bunch of names, but nobody's really like put himself out as the true number one contender, I feel. And also, like, I still have the fear that Khamzat, he's always a fear of him getting sick or whatever and not being active. So whoever's ready, the highest ranked guy ready to face him, put him against him, and as soon as possible.
I think that's Nasruddin Imavov. I think that's where it is. Okay, welterweight is interesting. Like, Islam Makhachev is hard to beat. I don't know if anybody beats him at 170 in 2026.
I'll go with Makhachev, and also I'll throw this out though. I expect him to have, because right now he's rumored to fight Usman.
Yeah.
That fight has not been announced for the moment.
Nope.
So, like Makhachev might only have one fight in 2026. And if it's Usman, it's going to be a win. So, yeah, I got Makhachev keeping the title. If he faces Rakhmonov, though, maybe there's a different champion. But I'm not convinced that's going to happen in 2026.
Nope. I wish it would. Although I played, there was like you do these challenge matches on the UFC video game on PlayStation. I was playing that. It was like on hard mode, and I was Shavkat against Islam, and Islam kicked my ass, man. It was bad. I was like, oof, maybe Shavkat wouldn't win this fight. He'd get taken down a lot. So who knows? But I think the wrestling from Shavkat, the size, he'd be a real tough fight for Islam. Not to say Islam couldn't win, because I think Islam could beat any man in any weight division. But that's like the most compelling matchup for Islam at 170, I think. Kamaru Usman is an absolute joke. I don't want to see that fight. That's a joke of a fight. Usman is a great champion, but come on. It's over. We got to move on to current contenders. And the UFC, like, they're just not giving it to us. Do we, like, I know we talked about this before, but, man, they are just not giving us any fights you really need to see. They did announce Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez, which is a pretty good middleweight fight where the winner could easily be next for Khamzat. That's a fight night. But the pay-per-views, like the title fights, are like fake title fights, interim title fights. At UFC 324, Volkanovski versus Lopes for some reason. At UFC 325, UFC 326 is Holloway versus Oliveira for the BMF title. That's not even real.
Fake title.
Yeah. UFC 327 doesn't have a main event currently in April in Miami. And then UFC White House in June. Who knows? But you got to give me some fights. Like, so far, first quarter 2026 for the UFC, they are giving you 0 fights where you're having the best in the world at his weight class against the number one contender. You are not getting that at all. Not one time in the first quarter of what's supposed to be the top mixed martial arts organization in the world.
Rough way to start the Paramount deal. Like, if I'm Paramount, it's like, hey, I'm giving you all this money, man. Come on, man. You gotta deliver.
Give me the best guy against the second best guy, and let's see who is really the best guy. What are we doing? First quarter of the year, UFC not doing that one time. Except with Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison, and that's going to co-main event the pay-per-view, which is insane because it's the most legitimate fight that they're doing all first quarter 2026. It's one of the most important, historically all-time fights in the history of women's MMA and MMA in general. You have the best of all time coming out of retirement to fight the current champion, absolute beast. Tremendous fight. And it's a co-main event. It's the only real fight the UFC is doing in the first 3 months of the year. And it's co-main eventing. It is absurd. It's crazy. I can't believe the UFC is doing this. As a longtime UFC fan, I'm not even upset. I'm just shocked. Because usually what I love about the UFC, one of the things that I appreciate the most is that they give us the number one versus the number two to find out who's really number one. And they do it time and time again. That's kind of their calling card. And the fact that they're not doing it this time repulses me as a fan of the sport of MMA. It's really annoying. Like, what am I watching this for? It's a bunch of bullshit fights. Paddy the Baddy against Justin Gaethje? Let's find out who's number 5. Who cares? You're going to give a belt to number 5? It's insane.
Justin Gaethje with a bad case of staph, allegedly.
Oh, yeah? Already? Good God.
Yeah, there's some picture. But no, he says it's an ingrown hair. Don't worry.
Cool. I got Paddy in that fight for sure. Gaethje, like, come on, man. What are we doing?
And, okay, so if Paddy, like, I like Paddy, you know, good character and all that, but he doesn't feel like a champion because who has he really defeated to be called a champion? Gaethje? I don't know, man. That's not crazy about that matchup. But if he wins, great, and I'm sure he'll be active. So I'm a fan of Paddy. I'm not gonna diminish, but I feel beating Gaethje is not a real title fight. Arman Tsarukyan, man, that's gonna be my champion at the end of the year for that title.
There we go. Hell of a pick. Lightweight champion at the end of the year, Arman Tsarukyan.
Like, the guy's a monster physically and all. If he's able to make weight, if they give him his title shot, I feel he's going to be the champion.
I agree. He should be fighting for the title, but he's not. It's Justin Gaethje, who's 37 years old and has gone 3-2 in his last 5 fights. What's that? I mean, Paddy, I kind of understand Paddy. He's 31. He's on the rise. He's just entering his prime. He has won like 8 fights in a row. He's undefeated in the UFC. He just beat Michael Chandler. I get why Paddy's getting this fight. He's marketable. He's popular. People know him. He's catching fire. He's won all of his fights in the UFC. He's 31. That makes sense. Paddy fighting Ilia Topuria made sense. That's a money fight. That would have been good. But Paddy against Justin Gaethje, you just scratch your head and go, why? Nuts. So that's a lightweight division. Hopefully they right the ship by the end of 2026, and we do get Arman Tsarukyan in a title fight. Because he was supposed to fight Islam way back, and then the UFC said, yeah, forget it. Forget it. Forget this guy. Featherweight. I don't know.
I'm going to go with Movsar Evloev. I'm going to go with a couple of long shots here. Movsar, he's undefeated. I feel the division doesn't, like, I'm a fan of Volkanovski. He might be the greatest featherweight of all time. But I think he's old, man, and Movsar undefeated. If he gets his title shot, he'll get it done.
Movsar. Movsar's a good pick. He's winning all his fights. Like, he's another guy where it was like, why didn't he get the title fight here instead of Diego Lopes? Movsar's 19-0. The UFC's rankings have him ranked number one contender. But he's not getting the fight. He just beat Aljamain Sterling. How do you not give this guy a title shot? It's crazy. He's fighting LaRon Murphy, though, March 21st. LaRon Murphy, another guy who's been doing really well. And I actually am going to go with him to be my featherweight champion at the end of the year. Fred's going with Movsar. I'm going with LaRon Murphy. And both those guys, you go, how come they're not getting the title shot? But I think at some point they will. And you got to figure, the winner of Movsar and LaRon Murphy is getting the winner of Diego Lopes and Alex Volkanovski. They have to.
It would make sense.
They're both undefeated fighters, Movsar and LaRon. Movsar ranked number 1, Murphy ranked number 4. Diego Lopes ranked number 2, Yair Rodriguez ranked number 3. Aljamain rounds up the top 5 with Volkanovski on top as the champion, defending the belt January 31st. In Australia. I think Volk wins that fight. Against Lopes, I got Volk. And it'll be Volk against either Murphy or Movsar, which will be a hell of a fight. 135. Petr Yan, current champion, beat Merab.
I'm still a Merab believer. He'll be back. Merab.
Interesting. I don't know. I liked what I saw from Petr Yan. And Yan is younger, too. Yan is like 31, 32. Yan is 32. Merab is a little older than that. How old's Merab now? 34? That's not so bad. Yeah, that's tough. I think it's between Merab and Yan. You're going with Merab? I'm going to lean towards Yan. I say Yan holds on. This will be Petr Yan's year. Couple title defenses.
It'll end up being Sean O'Malley, but...
Oof. Yeah, he'll fight Petr Yan. Everybody in the world will think Petr Yan won. And then for some reason, they'll give the belt to O'Malley at the end of the night. Just like the last time Petr Yan fought Sean O'Malley. Everybody was like, oh yeah, Petr Yan won, for sure. You go to the judges, they come back, they're like, Sean O'Malley wins. You're like, what?
But didn't they have a rematch after that O'Malley...
No,
they never had their rematch.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
They should have. The rematch with Yan was the weird fight with Aljamain.
Yeah.
And Aljamain went down and he won the championship on a disqualification. And then they had a rematch and Aljamain beat Petr Yan and you're like, oh shit. I guess Aljamain was better. But he was kind of losing the first fight where he won by disqualification, Aljamain, you know? He wasn't doing so good in that one, but then he did better second time, beat Petr Yan. But man, the Sean O'Malley fight, I don't think Sean O'Malley won that fight. I think you give Petr Yan Sean O'Malley next. Is it going to be Merab in an immediate rematch or what? Sean O'Malley's got Song Yadong at some point. We'll see.
I mean, if Merab is available, he should get the title shot.
Yeah, but what do you think the UFC is going to do? You know, I don't know. Okay. Flyweight title. I'm gonna go with the current champion. I'm sticking with Joshua Van. He's young. He's undefeated. He won a bunch of fights in 2025. I think he rematches Pantoja and actually beats him. Or maybe doesn't rematch Pantoja. Maybe fights some other guys at 125 because Pantoja might be hurt for a while, right?
I'm not
Van.
sure because I read that he didn't break anything. They like the bone in itself didn't break. It like dislocated, so it might not be as bad as we thought. The injury, but anyways, we'll see.
Do you think he comes back and wins the belt or what?
You know what? Out of all the divisions we just did, I feel this one might be the one where we might be surprised. Like I feel like Van is an excellent fighter, but are we really confident he's that dominant? I'm still not convinced.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a chance on the Tatsuro Taira, man. 18-1. He'll end up getting a shot, and maybe he brings a title back to Japan.
Wait, can I switch my pick?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to switch my pick. I think the champion at the end of the year is going to be Manel Kape. That guy hits hard. Like crazy hard. He's knocking people out. You see him knock out Brandon Royval in like 3 minutes? He crushed that guy. I'm going with Manel Kape. I think Kape becomes the champion this year. I think they're going to push him for a title shot too because he's like exciting. Taira, though, is a good pick because I think Taira might be getting the next title shot. I know they were talking about going to Japan, possibly doing Taira versus Van there. That's not bad. Fred going with Tatsuro Taira. I'm going to go with Manel Kape. We both think new champions happening at 125. All right, how about the women's division? Women's Bantamweight. I'm going to go with, and still, Kayla Harrison. I think Kayla will beat Amanda Nunes and maybe not fight again this year. And if she does, she'll win.
I feel that's a tough match to pick, but yeah, Kayla's been on such a run. How long has Amanda been retired? Because it hasn't been that long, man. The prime Amanda's still there, man. It's gonna be a solid matchup, man. But I'm gonna go with Kayla.
Amanda Nunes is 37 years old and has been retired since 2023, June of 2023.
More than 2 years.
Yep.
Man, time flies. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kayla. She looks like a monster physically and all. Like she looks like she could destroy everybody. Kayla Harrison.
Yep, I think she's going to be tough to beat. Kayla Harrison continuing her reign top 135. How about the flyweight champion, 125? Again, I think I'm going to go with the reigning champion. Just given the run that she's on, I don't see anybody beating Valentina Shevchenko right now. The way she completely disposed of Zhang Weili, who I thought was going to be her toughest challenge. I look around at the division, and I think Valentina has beaten everybody. I don't know who's out there that's really going to give her problems at this point. I've got Valentina Shevchenko staying champ all year. Maybe even defending it a couple times, too.
Yeah, I agree. Look, last year, I had some doubts on Valentina when she lost the title and all. Like I started to think, but this year has been a year of redemption for her. She's been really dominating, so you can't doubt her for now. I gotta go with Valentina, and especially there's not like a clear contender. She defeated everybody that could have been a pretender to her title. Like she defeated everybody, so I don't see anybody right now that inspires confidence that they'll get the job done.
Nope, she's beaten everybody. She's been champion for so long, and beating Zhang Weili, I think, was, the big one, the big challenge, and now I think she can cruise to several more defenses.
But you say cruise, but I think she proved that she's not getting complacent. Like she's taking her career very seriously. Like she is still a solid fighter that trains extremely hard, and I really liked her year, Valentina.
Yeah, incredible year for Valentina. Zhang Weili, bit of a tough one, but I think she's going to bounce back, go back down to 115, and take that belt from Mackenzie Dern in 2026. And once she does, I don't think anybody beats Zhang Weili at 115 pounds.
I agree.
There you go. Zhang Weili, remember her name. The champion. So that's it. We've predicted all the champions. We've looked back. To recap, our heavyweight champion for 2026 will be Gane. Our light heavyweight champion, Fred has Pereira. I've got Ankalaev. We both got Khamzat staying middleweight champ. We both have Islam staying welterweight champ. We both have Arman Tsarukyan becoming the new lightweight champ. Fred likes Movsar Evloev to become the new featherweight champion, and I like Laurent Murphy to take the belt off Volkanovski. At bantamweight, Fred thinks Merab Dvalishvili will come back and win the belt. I've got Petr holding on. At flyweight, Fred likes Tatsuro Taira to beat Joshua Van, and I think Manel Kape will find his way with the flyweight title by the end of 2026. Kayla Harrison is our women's bantamweight champion. Valentina Shevchenko, the flyweight champion. And Zhang Weili is our strawweight champion in 2026. I wonder what AJ would have said. Probably what? A lot of that. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to all the members. Hey, Angelo Contagonis in the chat. What's up, Angelo? Member over at join.ringsidereport.net. Thank you to all the members over at join.ringsidereport.net and membership.ringsidereport.net. We will be back here. Well, I'll be back tomorrow night with Johnny North to talk some professional wrestling. WWE on a European tour. They're in Germany. They're in Berlin for SmackDown tomorrow. And Dusseldorf for Raw on Monday, Fred. Dusseldorf. How about that? Wonder what Raw will be like in Dusseldorf. I really like saying Dusseldorf. It's a funny name for a city. All right. Thank you for sticking with us. We'll be back again. There'll be some UFC at some point for us to talk about. There'll be some fights, right? There'll be some fights. Thank you for watching here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time. And